We were going to be preparing our plants for the freezing temperatures, and as you can see, the sky was letting us know to prepare. And that's when I noticed that my baby agave plant was pulled again by the deer out of the ground. See, it has some bites. I was so upset. And this is my echinacea that just recently we planted in that same flower bed, and here is the same plant after the deer. Here is the sago palm flower bed that I have been showing in other videos, and here it is all wrapped up in preparation for the freezing temperatures. We put a cloth drop and a plastic around both sagos. The bigger one got the cloth and this one just the plastic, and I like that it was clear because it was okay. And in here you can see the magnolia tree in a black bag. Here is the sago that we transplanted recently, and I didn't record when we were covering them with clear plastic. The sage supposedly can stand worse weather, so it was not covered as a test, but the mountain laurel and the baby sago got covered with the plastic. And here is my two clay pots in their glory. The lantana and the purple heart were looking very healthy and pretty, and I decided instead of moving them, because they are quite heavy, I'm just covering them with large construction bags, with large plastic bags, all the way to the bottom of the flower bed, and try to cover the whole thing. It was very windy, and at this moment it was pretty much 32 Fahrenheit, so it was very cold. My hands were kind of numb, and I tried to act really fast so we could go back inside because we had a bunch of plants to cover and a bunch of pots to bring into the garage. In retrospect, I think I should have just brought the little chunk of the purple heart, but live and learn. I just left it in there because typically you can just dig a little piece of the purple heart and a new one will grow. Not always the case, but you know, it's really easy to propagate. If I fold this way, I can put the cord in this part between the bag and the fold. Since the pots were really big, I was just trying to cover the whole plant. I was not sure if it was the right thing to do, if it was the right plastic, if I should just trim it and then put the plastic or not. This was just kind of testing for pretty much preparing the plants for the freezing. And I thought, well, this is at least giving them a fighting chance. A week later, we're after the horrible coldest part of the winter, and I have to tell you, this doesn't feel like a zone 9A to me. The weather was just way too cold and feeling overall even colder, and some plastic bags were white, some were black. This one left some light coming through. And as you can see, this mountain laurel was pretty happy. The bag was very roomy, and maybe for the location on the ground around the house, it did not get so much wind. The flax lily is pretty much messed up, but I think it will come back. The Regina iris is just a sad thing to see. I know that if you trim it at the end of the winter, mostly it will come back, but I'm not sure yet. if it had enough time to make good roots and establish for the few weeks that was on the ground, and then coming back in the spring. We'll see. After I remove the bags from the pots, you can see the lantana is very unhappy. It is alive, but is not happy at all. The purple heart, since it rained a lot, all the water squashed the poor plant. The baby sago, it is alive, but I think for next winter I will have to put the bag a little more loose because the plastic was so close, it pretty much didn't defend it much of the weather. And same for the mountain laurel. It looks a little sad, but I know they can stand a lot of different crazy weather. So my hope is that it will be perfectly fine in the spring. The plumbago is alive, is very traumatized, is very sad right now, but it will be fine, I think. It was very well protected. The other agave plants, just look at this. They look all leathery and frostbitten, but I think they will be all right. This I think was a jasmine. This is a vinca. They are pretty messed up. This is some random lily. I don't even know which one it is, but it's happy. It didn't matter to her. The caladiums are okay. I was testing if I needed to really take them out of the dirt this time, so we'll see. This white iris is very upset, but it will be fine. It survived. That one didn't make it. I don't even know what it was. The Duranta is very happy. Nothing happened to it. So I'm sure that come spring it will be all full of blooms. This one is an oleander, and it was in the garage. We just took it out. It is okay, but the other ones on the ground didn't make it. This calla lily and the other lilies in the back are behind the cage for the deer protection, but the calla lily is just so happy. I thought it was gone in the summer with the horrible heat. This magnolia tree did not care that the bag was black. It is very nice, very happy. I think it will be blooming in the spring. This is the myrtle that we rescued from the other location, and we will see what happens. I know for a fact that myrtles are really hard to kill or even transplant. And this is the other little magnolia tree, and it is just as happy as the other same type of tree. The back sago palm has a bunch of dried out leaves, but overall it's very nice. It's very healthy. I found a little dormant or kind of waking up bee. It's a little confused pollinator, but I think everything is kind of better than last year when we didn't expect the cold and it snapped on every plant. So I'm pretty happy with the results.